People are trying to draft Baron Trump into World War III.
Two guys in bulky suits on a rock with no atmosphere, no signal infrastructure, and no charging port in sight.
That's when one of the team's captains rushed over and started to perform freaking CPR on a bird.
And it's the spirit of fuck you that America really does quite well. And I think we should all take notes.
Well, hello there. How are you going today? Hope your world is fabulous. Thanks for joining me. And it is yet another time for a wander through the strange realm we find ourselves in. And remember, guys, don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything you hear on the videos. Come to your own conclusions, make up your own mind, and create your own perspective on all of this, because that's what this is all about, being autodidactic, right? Self-educated, looking through through the clown show that we call reality at the moment, right? Not looking at it, looking through to see what's really going on. And remember, it's all for entertainment purposes only, right, YouTube?
It is absolutely wild for a US president to say a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. It's wild because the US can execute on that threat. It's wild because Trump says it probably will. We'll find out tonight. And it's wild because if you take his statement literally, he's talking about committing genocide. So he has to be bluffing, right? Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day all wrapped up in one. Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell.
We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again.
That right there, we should all understand as the core of Trump's ultimatum, that what he sees as the death of a whole civilization is not just an attack on any one system. It's the methodical destruction of the connective tissue that links systems. Attacking power plants, energy. It's an attack on the fuel that drives everything else. Business, the military, hospitals. Attacking bridges isn't just infrastructure. It's crippling the ability to deliver weapons, medicine, food. When Trump threatens completely obliterating possibly all desalination plants, he's threatening the very drinking water of Iran itself. So this must be a bluff, because the intentional targeting of civilian infrastructure risks being prosecuted as a war crime. Because what Trump is threatening isn't just war on a regime, it's war on its people. And because Trump must know what he's yet to publicly acknowledge, which is the risk that crossing such a red line only further hardens the regime, creates a kind of strategic blowback that doesn't make the enemy give up, it makes the enemy an enemy for life. Trump, of course, will either know all of this or have been told all of this. And he's gambling that he's getting closer and closer to Iran's breaking point. But the one thing he may not know is where this breaking point actually is. And in a worst-case scenario, given the current state of things, whether Iran will ever stop calling his bluff.
Well, crazy that a president would tweet that and call his enemy, crazy bastards and all this kind of stuff in public tweets. It's like, this is the clown show that we now call reality, right? It's insane what's going on out there. But those threats, now today's Thursday when I'm recording this, so he did not follow through. So it was probably just to create fear in people, because ultimately I think this whole thing is scripted. Like, I really do. But, just putting out there the message that he wants to wipe out a whole civilization and that he wants to target basically things that will affect the people, right? Not the military, probably the military too, but mainly the people. Take out all the power, take all the transportation, like the bridges, so they can't get food, these types of things, which just goes to show us that all wars are bankers' wars, right? They're the wars of the Allies against us, we the people. Nothing else, nothing more. That's what they are. It's extermination. And then when he said he might be tried for war crimes if he did it, I mean, that's a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? Because all war is a crime anyway to begin with. They should all be prosecuted. It's crazy.
Who could have predicted that just an hour and a half from him threatening to end Iranian civilization, Donald Trump has instead done the complete opposite, caved back down, given in? How weak does Donald Trump look tonight? How pathetic. Talked up the threats, end of civilization, at strikes that nobody had ever seen before in the history of the world. And then, just as the world is watching to see what that might look like, Trump says, actually, we're calling off all bombing for 2 weeks because Pakistan's asked me to do it. And actually, we've been having some talks with Iran that seem to be going sort of well. A lot of relief, thank goodness. Thank goodness he's once again backed down from his insane, in this case, genocidal, unhinged position to end Iranian civilization. But on the basis of what?
Well, on the basis of this is all a show, right? It's all scripted. You know, all presidents, prime ministers, high-ranking officials, they're all told what to do. I think we all understand this by now. And it's just a script. So why did he put it out in the first place? I mean, who knows? Fear, let me know what you think. Why did he do that? Is it just to get those kind of concepts into our subconscious mind, right? Get us more used to them, genocide and war, because clearly no one's for this war. Like no one, apart from the allies, right? So they can sacrifice to their god Baal. But, we the people, no one's into it. So is it just to try and get us into it a bit more subconsciously, or to get us, riled up, like, how dare you? I mean, that's an interesting one. I'm not sure what the ultimate mission of this statement is, but I guess we'll find out. Let me know your thoughts.
Ain't no way. People are trying to draft Baron Trump into World War III. A new hashtag is trending, calling for Trump to send his son to the front lines. And it's actually growing just beyond tweets. An entire website has been created. DraftBaronTrump.com was actually made by former South Park writer Toby Morton. And the header reads, "America is strong because its leaders are strong. President Trump proves that every day. Naturally, his son Baron is more than ready to defend the country his father so boldly commands. But fortunately for Baron, he's most likely ineligible to get drafted because the US Army actually has a maximum height requirement of 6'8". Anyone taller wouldn't be able to fit in military equipment like airplanes and tanks. And with Baron being 6'9", it looks like the Send Baron movement is doomed to fail."
Poor Baron. What do you reckon? Is that dude a Nephilim? He's very tall. Not really giant size, but yeah, this is the thing. Their children will never go to war. The people who start the wars, their families never get affected. It's always we the people, our sons and daughters, that have to go and fight and die in these wars, because it's just a big sacrifice, right? All wars are bankers' wars. And guys, guess what? We hit 40,000 subscribers. So a big thank you to you all. To all the old subscribers, to all the new subscribers, I really appreciate your support, and thank you for tuning in and going on these strange little rides with me a few times a week when I get them uploaded. I've been a bit busy. Moving house, so you'll also see I'm in a new office. So we have a new little recording studio. The green screen has gone, so I need to get some pictures or something on the walls. I don't know, something cool, some bookshelves. But yeah, just a big thank you to you all. Really appreciate it. And everyone who comments, who donates as well. Thank you to you all. That's greatly appreciated. But, we're building a good little community here, a great community. So, yeah, I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here.
How is it this 1965 refrigerator has more features than a modern fridge? Check this out.
Start with the most ingenious door in any refrigerator. It has special places for bottles, spreadable butter, cheeses, even leftovers, and a big picture window hydrator for fruits and vegetables. It tilts down to show you your supply at a glance. And it also lifts out, so you can take it over to the sink when there's a fresh supply to be washed and put away. But that's just the door. Think of all you can store in here on these big firm shelves that roll all the way up to you, so you can get at the food and back without moving anything in front. And how about your frozen things? Oh yes, there's a place for them too, in this big, big food freezer. Even your ice cubes have a special place for storage, right here. And watch how they get there. You just take out a tray, turn it over, and push. You get a shower of ice cubes, all frosty dry and ready to use.
Just the fact that the ice trays self-eject and that you can remove the veggies onto the bench and pull out the trays and see all the food inside the fridge is brilliant. Why do we not have these features today?
Planned obsolescence. You know, back in the day, they built things to last. You probably remember when you were growing up, you had the same fridge for your whole life, same washing machine, right? Same appliances, because they were built well and built to last. And we are in a decline, right, of standard of living. Everything we're getting is cheaper and crappier and made to break. You know, it's all heading towards this monthly rental thing, right? You'll own nothing and be happy. But yeah, I mean, again, it just shows us that when you leave humans to do things, men and women, we can invent awesome things, right? We go very quickly. But when you let psychopaths take over and have the final say, they just, on purpose, destroy everything because they just want us to consume and to not focus on what they're doing. Be mindless consumers, right?
This was one of the most unexpected endings. During a football game in Istanbul, one of the team's goalkeepers attempted to clear the ball when it smashed a seagull. And honestly, this thing got cooked. It dropped to the ground completely unresponsive. That's when one of the team's captains rushed over and started to perform freaking CPR on a bird. And I mean, after performing these chest compressions for about 2 minutes, just when everything seemed lost, a seagull began to move again. He then carried it over to the sideline, handed it to medical staff, and the bird survived. Craziest part though, the captain didn't have any first aid training. He literally just winged it.
Oh, ha, he winged it. Yeah, I mean, there you go. It just shows you that humans are humans and humans don't want to hurt things. They want to help them. This is what we are. We are not the type of beings who want to start wars and kill people and send them into famine and basically destroy their lives for no reason, basically. Yeah, it's right there. But I must say, I mean, was that real, do you think? I don't know. Something about the seagull, and you can't tell with AI these days, but I hope it was real. What do you think? Let me know.
Out of our food. This is actually shrimp cocktail. And this has been rehydrated
you
already.
See that?
It's actually shrimp cocktail. And this has been...
Like, whether this is a green screen, CGI, AI, it doesn't really matter what it is because we know that it's not real. You really shouldn't require proof or evidence anymore to know that they're manipulating you. But I mean, this bag is literally phasing right through his ear. You're not going to tell me that this looks normal or it's a glitch or an artifact. No, none of that. You're not going to get away with any of that. And you shouldn't even need an explanation for what's going on in here because it clearly just looks weird. When something is real, this is not what it looks like. And just by looking at this for like 15 minutes, you'll find 1,000 different things wrong with it. And if you know anything about video editing, then you'll know what that red dot on that bag is. Now, you see how when he goes to grab the bag right here, this is the side that the red dot should be on, but it's not there. You clearly can't see the red dot. And then all of a sudden the red dot is back when he brings it lower. See, no red dot. Now the red dot's back. By the way, this is not the only couple of things I was able to find wrong in these videos. This is just all you have the attention span for. But final conclusion, just another thing that's not real and never happened. The reason why they will never stop trying to manipulate us is because the vast majority of people make it so incredibly easy for them to manipulate us.
How rude. We don't have the attention span. Jeez, Parker boy, raincoat man. That's just rude. But NASA, space, fake, what do you think? I mean, there's so much come out about this last mission that isn't going to the moon. They said they were going to the moon. but they're not. They're going around the moon. They're going to go fly around the dark side. They may have already done it. I haven't seen anything on it yet, but I am wondering what's that all about? Do you think they're going to come back and say that they found an alien base on the dark side of the moon? Because they sure are pushing this alien agenda.
Have you ever felt like you're living the same day over and over? Wake up, work, eat, sleep, watch Netflix, repeat. Then you die. According to the Gnostics, that's by design. So Yaldabaoth has set himself up as the fake god of a fake universe. He creates some henchmen. The text says he created archons, which is the Greek word for rulers, to help govern this fake reality. These archons rule the world. Everything around you, the governments, the systems, the culture of fear, the inner voice of self-doubt, all of it are under their influence. They built Earth as a prison planet, and our bodies are the cells. In the secret book of John, Yaldabaoth declares himself basically the boss of everything. Immediately, a light manifests from beyond the seven heavens of chaos, beyond all the fake realms. He loses his mind over this. His pride is wounded, his authority is falling away. In Gnostic mythology, this light is an emanation of the true God, the One. It's the image of a heavenly human, a sort of cosmic atom. But here he's called Adamus. The true human, in its original form, is divine. And that's what this shining, indestructible Adamus figure represents, our true potential and origin. And Yaldabaoth is terrified. But since he can't kill this eternal light, it's too powerful, he decides to try to contain it. Let's trap the children of light in earthly bodies and make them our slaves forever. According to this mythology, we, human souls, are those children of the light in the clutches of these cosmic criminals.
Cosmic criminals. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with what he was saying, right? That Yaldabaoth, that's same as El, same as Baal, same as the devil, whatever you want to call it, right? But that's who all these Elites, as I call them, worship, right? The fake God, the false light. And they surely are doing their best to keep us imprisoned or to keep us believing that we're imprisoned down here. But we are the power, and we know this, right? We are the creation and the creator. We're creating this reality, and all they are trying to do, all they can do is it is to control what we think and our minds, because their God is not a creator God, right? It's the false God. It can't create. It can get what's been created and mess with it, but that's about it. That's why they can't get rid of us all, right? They love their sacrifice, but in the end, they need us more than we need them. That's for sure. And yes, I did notice the hand signal. Some people just do that, right? Not everyone who does those signals is an Illuminati. But yes, I definitely noticed it.
My dad and I were going past the aquarium. He said to me, how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? And he said 10 tickles. But what? Oh, tentacles. Hey Dad, can you make me a sandwich?
And what did Dad say?
Abracadabra. You are a sandwich. Yes, I am a sandwich. And I said to my dad, hey, I'm hungry. And my dad said, hi, hungry. I'm Dad. Well, we were having dinner, and Dad spilled his peas on the table. He looked right at me and said, oh no, I have just peed on the table.
Well, that's nothing to laugh about, is it? Have you been affected by dad jokes? Have you affected people by dad jokes? I think it's time to fess up. They can do a lot of damage.
In San Diego, they brought these machines in to make people pay for parking in a residential area. And people were like, we shouldn't have to pay for parking in a residential area. So they filled in the holes, making it impossible for people to use the machines. They vandalized them, ensuring that the government realized that, hey, fuck you. And it's the spirit of fuck you that America really does quite well. And I think we should all take notes and around the world unite collectively in our shared spirit of fuck you when it comes to shit that the government does that we don't like. This lady came out and she was explaining it. She didn't like it. She was basically saying fuck you. And there was another guy that came out, he had fuck you to say as well about it. And I think we should all just unite around fuck you.
All right, are you on board? On board the fuck you train? I think he's got a good point there. We should all just say that to the government, right? Collectively, fuck you.
If Nixon actually picked up a phone in 1969 and spoke live to two men standing on the moon, what kind of device were those astronauts holding on the other end? Because Wi-Fi didn't exist, cell towers didn't exist, and the nearest Verizon store was 238,000 miles away. And here's what makes it even stranger. The same government that couldn't reliably connect a phone call from New York to Los Angeles in 1969 somehow patched through a crystal clear, zero-lag conversation to outer space to two guys in bulky suits on a rock with no atmosphere, no signal infrastructure, and no charging port in sight. But wait, if the moon has no air, no magnetic field, and sits in a vacuum of dead silence, what exactly was carrying that voice signal? Because sound needs a medium to travel. So how did Nixon's voice reach the moon at all? Here's where it gets real uncomfortable. In 1969, the most advanced consumer phone technology on Earth was a rotary dial connected to a copper wire bolted into your wall. NASA's own internal communication system.
Yes, I mean, to me, that's one of the biggest proofs that the original moon landing was just a show. There's no way that that call could have been real. You know, we all know about it. We've all heard about it, but he makes a good point that isn't spoken of as much is there's no atmosphere in space. It's a vacuum. Sound doesn't travel. There's, like you said, there's no medium. You need a medium, something for the waves to travel through. But in a vacuum, there's nothing. So how, right? Clearly, all just a show.
Tell me why a fractal weapon, yes, fractal, was used in every major ancient culture before fractals were even known about. It's called the Vajra, and Indra from the Vedic tradition used this to slay a demon serpent. Zeus also used one of these bad boys to slay another demon serpent called Typhon. The story is the same. In ancient Japan, Raijin, the inspiration for Raichu the Pokemon, he has one in his hand. In ancient Rome, the goddess Cybele, also using Vajra. Let's go to America. The rain god Chak has one of these in his hand. The Aztecs had a god called Tlaloc, spitting image of Zeus. The largest megalith in Mexico is dedicated to this guy. Every one of these deities used it to wield lightning. It was actually one of the inspirations for the lightsaber in Star Wars. And in more recent times, Elon Musk even has one of these on his bedside table. So what does it do? Well, in the Vedas, it says it disrupts the continuity of spirit and matter, your soul from your body. And if you're loving this video, I'm having a giveaway for this Vajra and signed copies of all my books. Just share the vid, comment Vajra, and I will send you the details on how you could win. So how would a fractal weapon even work? Well, if you mirror the father of all fractals, the Mandelbrot set, the geometry of the Mandelbrot and the Vajra is exactly the same, down to the details on the Vajra. I haven't even touched on the variations of it or how it could possibly work. But if you're skeptical about this, there's a new turbine that's been designed based on the technology in the Vajra. I will make a part 2 on this, but these myths are starting to become more like a manual for all this stuff, and that is absolutely insane.
Yeah, well, it's the old world tech, right? Or tech from previous civilizations that has been acquired, right, by those who wish to rule us, those elites. And yeah, I think they got it all. They probably didn't know how to use a lot of it. And the stuff they did know how to use is I believe, where, you know, all of our, technology has come from. I think the circuit boards are different, like the computers, the closed circuit, the electronic systems. But as far as machinery and all this kind of stuff, and no doubt, they're like HARP weapons, blue beams, all this kind of stuff, I think it's all from the old world. What do you think? So true. No one is watching. No one cares. Everyone's busy living their own lives. You know, most of us spend most of our lives living it as if someone's watching and they're going to judge us, right? But no one is. You're free to be yourself. You are free to do whatever you want, as long as you hurt no other, cause no loss. Yeah, go and do it. You have permission. And there you go, guys. Another one done and dusted. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do give me a like, subscribe, share it around, hype it up, all that good stuff. And of course, if you're not subscribed, what the bloody hell are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. And of course, stay awesome. And I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.
Why do you sit like that?